What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Three-Sided Box Prediction Center. Today we are jumping into the NFL playoffs. Ironically, I noticed this off camera, and I already mentioned this to him. I've seen the Eagles play in the playoffs many times throughout my life. He's yet to see the Raiders play a meaningful playoff game as a fan. He was a fan, but not really back in the day, but whatever. Point is, we're adults now. This is his first game, and he's the first member of Three-Sided Box since we started this show and this channel to have his team in the playoffs. So he's the first ever member to wear his jersey when it matters. We'll see what happens going forward. Anyways, Johnny could not join us, and Eric, unfortunately, due to a random snowstorm that happened on the day of our filming. The weather in Montreal is crazy. Yesterday there was ice, today there's a huge snowstorm. It's utterly disgusting, and I just want summer to come, and I'm done. Like, I'm completely fed up. I don't care anymore. And one last thing, I got a late Christmas present the other day. I got Noctis from Final Fantasy, the play art from my boy George, who gave me the greatest gift I could ever ask for. This is a $160+ toy, and it is the most beautifully detailed toy I've ever had in my life, and I am so appreciative of that. Thank you so much, George. Shout out to you and to all the Final Fantasy fans out there. Let's get into our first matchup. Kick it off.
We got the Connor Cook, now led Oakland Raiders. I know your boy, heading into Houston to play the Brock Osweiler led Texans. I'm not sure if going to constitute him as a leadership.
No,
anyways,
definitely not.
Obviously I can't pick. I'm really hoping for a Raiders win, and I will be honest, I am not confident, but I could see it going 50-50, to be honest. But anyways, go ahead and make a pick.
ESPN is reportedly scheduled to lose $75 million because of this game. So good on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
ESPN. Anyways, so I made this prediction back when the Raiders drafted Connor Cook, because he's an Ohio State fan, quote unquote fan.
I'm a fan.
Only because the Raiders were shit for so long. This year he's barely mentioned them. And Connor Cook used to be a Michigan State Spartan who devastated his hopes in front of our buddy Franco and myself in the what bowl was it?
The Big Ten Championship.
The Big Ten Championship.
That would have made us go undefeated and go to the national championship against.
No, you guys were suspended that year. Wouldn't have mattered anyway.
No, that was years before.
Anyways, whatever. It was funny. It was hilarious. Connor Cook took what he wanted when he wanted it, as he does so frequently. And I made a prediction from the day they drafted him, because he was at work, and I remember texting him about it. He thought I was lying. That if Connor Cook is the Raiders starter, they will win the Super Bowl. I've also said many times off camera that if Connor Cook is the starting quarterback going into the playoffs, they will win the Super Bowl. It's just gonna happen. So I'm picking the Raiders to win this matchup because Connor Cook is starting. All right?
Well, look, he has a good supporting cast around him. I mean, Amari Cooper.
He played decent in his first game. He did. It was the first time
against that defense.
And it was the first time he's ever even dressed for a football game. He was a healthy scratch every other game.
He had, I think, like 2 first-team reps the whole season, and it was including that week leading up to Denver.
So there you go. So I got the Raiders. Honest to God, mostly because the Texans are a complete shamble and a joke.
Offensively.
But the defense, it's a team sport. You need all units to win, especially to win in the playoffs. But look, they play the Raiders. It could be a horrible matchup. It might honestly be a shit show. With that, Johnny's picking the Texans. I don't know why, but I will.
Other way, like I said.
You have anything you want to add?
No, go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna end it on a special note. So if Connor Cook wins this game, they're winning the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. If you smell what Connor is cooking. Next game. So our next matchup, another Saturday game on the 7th, Saturday Night Football on NBC. I really like that ring. It was like that during Christmas. It's here now. Let's make that a thing, NFL. Saturday Night Football. I like that. I usually don't do much because I'm a big loser on Saturday night, so that would be great. Lions at Seahawks. Important matchup, big matchup. What do you have?
I'm just going to roll the Seahawks. I predicted them to make it to the Super Bowl and win it against the Patriots at the beginning of the season. There's still an opportunity, obviously, for that to happen, considering both are in the playoffs. honestly, Lions are just. I don't think they're a big moment team.
They've been big moment all year though.
Not really, because whenever they had to win games and pull away in the division or
they won like 9 out of their all their not
yeah, but
like
against
in the fourth quarter, those all come from behind wins.
What I'm saying big game moment, not big like. You understand, like that? That's a big moment in a really shitty game against like Jacksonville and the Titans. Like, congrats, you know.
They did
like,
against us, so.
Well, they didn't do it against the Packers. They couldn't get it done. So I don't know. I just feel like they have some magic, but it only works if they're playing against, I guess, lesser competition. So I hope they get pull off an upset just to make things interesting in the NFC. But I just don't see it happening. I think the Seahawks pull out of this with a win.
Well, Johnny definitely disagrees. He's got the Lions. Interesting pick by him. He's picking against an upset. I'm going to pick the Seahawks. I think for the, it's an outdoor game. It's in the middle of January. There's going to be some sort of element issue going on in Seattle.
Rain.
If it's not rain, it's definitely going to be some snow or some wind. Something's going to be there. And the Lions play in a nice, comfy, closed-off stadium. And I don't really believe in the Lions. I'm not a fan of the Lions, so I'm picking the Seahawks. So could be an interesting one either way though. So 2 Seahawks, 1 Lion. See what happens on Sunday next game. All right. So next up, another AFC, our last AFC wildcard game. We got the surprising Miami Dolphins heading into Heinz Field to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yep.
Make a pick.
I'll kick it off with Johnny. He's got the Steelers winning at home. The Dolphins did win in Pittsburgh earlier this year.
No, they won at home.
Versus the Steelers. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever. They
yeah.
beat the Steelers. Jay Ajayi ran amok against the Steelers. Terrible defense, which was worse earlier on in the year than it was later in the year. Later in the year, they seem to clean up their act a bit, but it's still not that great. But it's in Pittsburgh. Harsh elements. Miami's used to playing in very beautiful weather, minus that super rainy day where Tannehill got hurt, versus was the Colts. Whatever. Anyways, overall, they got killed by the Patriots last week. I think that's a true atonement of what this team's still all about. Congratulations to making it Miami, but you're nowhere near where you need to be. Steelers for me.
Yeah, Steelers for me. I like Miami. I like I like how they came back despite a 1-4 start, and came back, made the playoffs. I really do. I like these kind of underdog stories, but I think it ends there in Heinz Field. Steelers to me are just all around the better team, better coaching, better players all around. And they have one of the best quarterbacks that you want pretty much in the playoffs. Pretty much out of all quarterbacks, minus like Tom Brady. So. Steelers for me too.
Well, I will say this though: if there is an upset, I could definitely see it being this match. I can see the Dolphins probably stealing one. If there's an upset, just that I guess picture headlines or something like that. Like a disappointing Tomlin going, and have a talk with the media and he's just pissed off, and Adam Gase is happy, and Matt Moore somehow ends up being the starter next year because of a lucky playoff win. Anyways, we're all in the Steelers. Next game. So the last game of Wild Card Weekend. Giants at Packers. Interesting matchup. The Giants recently came back from a little vacation down in Miami. Congratulations. I really hope it screwed everything up. So who do you have winning this one?
This is probably going to be the most interesting matchup of Wild Card Weekend, to be honest.
It's a pretty bad Wild Card Weekend, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But like I said, this would probably be the best. This is probably the most evenly matched, game out of all of them. In my opinion, besides the first one, which is my team, which doesn't have a starting quarterback, and the other quarterback sucks. So, with that being said, I'm going to roll with the hotter team. I'm going to roll with the Packers. To me, I think the Giants do have a good enough secondary to and defense to limit Rodgers and Jordy Nelson. But when you're a top 2-3 quarterback in this league, doesn't really matter what coverage you have. They'll put it on only where the receiver could catch it either way. So, and Rodgers is one of those quarterbacks. So I'm gonna roll the Packers in this one, and their defense has really improved over the past couple of weeks. So I'm gonna roll the Pack.
Johnny's going to pick the Giants. He loves to pick the NFC East minus the Eagles for some reason.
Yeah.
So one should be the one team he should always pick for. But anyways, good for him.
Oh, and it's in Lambeau, so.
It's in Lambeau, but the Giants do play in similar terrain. Mind you, that's completely false what I just said, because Green Bay, it's middle of July and it's minus 30 with a snowstorm outside, like it is here right now. But we're in the middle of January, so it's kind of expected. But the Giants they do play in harsh terrain sometimes. Anyways, I'm going to pick the Packers because I refuse to pick the Giants. And the Giants, last time they made the playoffs was when they won the Super Bowl. Last time they made the playoffs before that was when they won the Super Bowl. And the trend will not continue because usually they ride in hot. They didn't ride in hot. The Eagles stopped that. We made sure they didn't. So Packers for me. Packers for you. Giants for Johnny. A lot of G's in this. A lot of letters. The letter bowl.
Yeah.
Anyways. So that's been it for our wildcard pick short video. Not used to these, especially considering last week. Well, in the last 3 weeks, it was 16 games, no bye weeks. So yes, let's hope for some decent matchups, some decent games, because the matchups are not that great. Connor Cook is leading the Raiders to the Super Bowl, and if I'm right, as much as it's going to bother me that his team would win the Super Bowl for me, I find it hilarious, and I would be the god of this world, I guess you could call it, something like that. I'm Nostradamus, whatever.
Yeah.
Connor Cook, baby, watch out. We're bros on this one. Anyways, so that's been it, guys, for Wildcard Weekend Picks. Stay tuned for divisional playoff matches next week. Hopefully we'll get better matchups, and hopefully the playoffs will go well, and the Cowboys will lose all in the end, and then everybody will be happy. So that's what I'm hoping for. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Like the video, comment your picks down below, share it with your friends, and obviously, if you haven't already, subscribe. It would really help us out. Stay tuned for new 2017 videos. We got a whole bunch coming out once I start school, which is next week, because I have a lot of free time when school starts, because I have a very limited schedule this year. So thank you so much for watching again, guys. We'll see you all next week for divisional playoff picks. Take care.